Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy you are viewing this video. I am Dr. Olayinka Akanle. I am a sociologist. I'm a researcher. I'm a public speaker. I'm a lecturer in the university. On this channel, I do a number of stuff, but all these stuff I do, you can easily cluster them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. So I drop content on all these four areas as consistently as possible to add values to my viewers and my subscribers to build their capacities. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly tap or click the subscribe button on your screen right now to subscribe to this channel. You stand to gain a lot. If you have subscribed previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. Today, I'm dropping this video within the context of research. And I want to be talking about a qualitative method of data collection. Qualitative method of data collection. I once dropped a video on this channel on questionnaire, designing excellent questionnaire. That was quantitative method of data collection. So I'm moving now to qualitative methods of data collection. So today I want to start with focus group discussion. Focus group discussion, FGD, focus group discussion. You know, many people have different reasons. I've done videos on research design and a lot of things on research on this channel, so kindly view. So today on this focus group discussion, many people now qualitative method of data collection. You know, these methods of data collection, qualitative, are becoming increasingly popular because especially when you do in micro sociology. I dropped a video on micro and macro sociology in itself. So people are beginning to realize that qualitative methods give you enormous value in understanding your research issue. However, many people lack intrinsic capabilities in deploying qualitative data. Many people have been using questionnaire in quantitative for so long, but qualitative is increasingly becoming popular. Yet many people still don't have sufficient capacity to bring the value, the intrinsic worth of qualitative data to the surface. So that's why I want to do this series on qualitative data, and I'm starting with focus group discussion today, FGD. So FGD is a qualitative method of data collection. And what is FGD? FGD means, you know, a method of data collection where select group of people discuss a subject and issue in greater detail. FGD is a qualitative method of data collection during which select group of people, a number of people that have been selected purposely for that reason, discuss a subject matter, an issue, a problem in greater detail. So this group of people have been selected for this particular purpose, and they must discuss in greater detail. So, and usually this FGD should be in a natural setting without interference, without people who are not members of this group. Because if you have people who are not members of this group, they could call up. You may get wrong information because you have what we call dramaturgy. They will simply be playing to the gallery. But you want objective, well, maybe subjective, understanding of the issue from these people. So your discussant then become the resource person. You are just not a researcher, willing to learn from them. Is their worldview, is their space, they understand the problem more than you, the researcher. So you are fake, you are now becoming the novice, the inexperienced, the unknowledgeable, the person that is not knowledgeable. It doesn't matter whether you're a professor, whether you are a doctor, whether you have many years of research experience, it doesn't matter. This individual, even if they are illiterates, they are now the resource people you want to learn from. And they must select where they want to have the discussion. And you must be sure there are no third parties that may make them uncomfortable to say the truth. So it's very important that you have a natural setting. And this group usually should be homogeneous. The group should be homogeneous. So in a way that you don't have too many heterogeneity, too many people of different characteristics in the group. So they should be homogeneous, and it must be on a particular subject they are conversant with, that they want to talk about. You must make sure that you have convinced them that they will be anonymous. That's why you don't need to get their names. So there must be no third party, no encumbrance. People that will make them not to be able to talk must be excluded, must be removed. That's why you have to take them to a natural setting where they must select themselves. And now let me talk about the number of people. There is a debate around how many people should form a standard, acceptable, professional FGD. How many discussants you have. Don't forget, don't call them respondents. They are not respondents. We use the word respondents only in questionnaire, because you ask question, people respond. So in qualitative study, we don't use respondent in qualitative study. Please don't say respondent in qualitative study. We use the name of the data collection method to describe the participants. That means you're going to be using the word discussants for your participant, or participants in FGD. So you have people say how many people, but from my experience of research and from my many years of teaching research methodology, and for many years of writing, contributing to research methodology debate, and for my many years of experience conducting research, I think your discussants should not be more than 6 to 8. I love 8. I just finished one consultancy, and I went to the field to collect data using different qualitative methods, so the qualitative research. And when I had to do my FGD, I insisted on not more than 8. Many people wanted to join, but I took my discussion to a natural setting, and I said, oh, 8. So average of 6 to 8 people, because it's a group. You must be able to manage the group. The group must not be too small and must not be too large. When it's too large, when you're having 10, 12, 15, it becomes a crowd. You will not be able to have very reliable and valid session. You'll be able to control them. You won't be able to manage effectively. So I suggest 8 or 6 in the minimum, 8 in the maximum. If you have 5 or 4 or 3, that's no longer FGD. I don't like 5. I prefer in the lowest 6, carefully, purposefully selected, and 8 in the maximum. 10 is a crowd, and above is 10, 8 and above is a crowd. And you don't have a crowd. So then, structure of an FGD. You should have your discussants. Usually, I love them to sit in circle, or if they want, depending on the environment we have selected. If circle is not important, circle is good so that you can maintain high contact across the circle. But if it's not possible because of the neutral place you have selected, it doesn't matter, they can sleep. You can have an amphitheater scenario, or you can have a classroom scenario. The most important thing is that the group dynamics must be clear. Then you must have your discussants, 6 to 8 of them. You must have a moderator. The moderator is you that you're going to be raising the issues and probing. You must have a note taker who will be taking notes. It's not good for you to be the moderator and the note taker. You're going to distract the discourse, because as you are taking notes and raising issues with them, they will be quiet for you to take your notes, then they start. Then you break the flow. You break the flow of the discussion. So for you to just raise the issues, the probes and the prompts, let somebody else take notes. So you need the moderator, you are raising the issues with them and organizing the session. A note taker, who is just a neutral person taking notes. Then the note taker can also be writing verbatim or just taking key points, and both the physical and the non-physical environment. That's why you need feed notes. So I'll drop a video on note taking, so don't worry. Your notebook. I'll drop a video on notebook, so don't worry about that. So then you may have another person who will be an observer. The observer is not the moderator, is not the note taker, but he's just looking at what is going on. The verbal and non-verbal communication going around is the observer. Then the observer may observe things and make a note and pass the note based on observation to the moderator. Maybe there's somebody in the group who is becoming too garrulous, dominating discussion, or somebody who's not been saying anything. You want to draw down to that person, or other things in the environment. Is the place becoming unsecure or insecure, or is there a crisis for me? There are issues that people can also observe to make sure that everybody is safe and the session is very eventful and very productive. So you may have moderator, the discussant, the note taker, and the observer. But in the minimum, you must have a moderator and a note taker. You need to do that. Then you have to be aware of the garrulous people, garrulous discussants who just want to say everything about everything. And once they dominate, others don't want to say anything again. They say, he has said that. So beware of control, manage the garrulous person who always want to talk. Make sure you manage carefully so that the person is not shut down, is not embarrassed, but you must know how to control the garrulous person. Also, the opposite is somebody, the reserved discussant. Discussant who does not say anything or who say the least. Make sure you pull them out of their shell because you want everybody to contribute. So beware of garrulous person. Also, pay attention to the reserved person who is not talking. Everybody must talk. So, and that's why, every participant must discuss. And it must be a discussion. It must not be a dialogue between you and just one person that is so garrulous. Everybody it must be a conversational issue. It must be a discussion. Well, what do you think about this matter? I think it should be like this. And let it be a discussion. It must not be a monologue and must not be a dialogue. Must be a discussion among people, that is there, that are available. And now make sure you protect their identity. Don't use their names to call them. Attach numbers to them. Discussant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Then you say, discussant 1, you must have recognized. Discussant 2, discussant. When you say garrulous person, sorry sir, discussant 3, sorry. I think your point you are making is very good. But let me hear from discussant 4. So this will also help you to transcribe effectively. You must have a recorder also in terms of materials that you need. You must have notes, you must have writing material, you must have folder or bag to carry your feed stuff. Then you must have a recorder. And you must have backup. You may have a digital recorder, and you must have notebooks and to record. And you must have backup. You can have your digital recorder and still back up with your phone because the recorder may malfunction. It just came out from the field. I have a recorder. I had a recorder for the field or digital recorder. At the same time, I backed up with my phone, so in case anyone malfunctions. And you must take your notes as regularly as possible. And you must transcribe verbatim transcription. Don't summarize. Once you are done from the field, make sure you transcribe verbatim so that before you use that for analysis. I'll talk about analysis in other videos. So then another thing I want to mention, I've mentioned recording. I mentioned that you must transcribe when you are done. You must back up your recordings. Very important. Don't wait if you travel to another state, location for your research, back up while on the field. Don't wait till you get to your hotel or you get to your base before you start backing up. Immediately you are done with the session with your recorder, you can back up online, or you send your recording to your email address, or use some software to back up external backup spaces. Because you may be going, anything might happen, the recorder may become faulty, the recorder may get lost, anything can happen. And you don't want to go back to that place, very expensive and laborious to conduct FGD. So what I do, immediately I'm done, I back up on my system, my laptop. Immediately again, I send them to myself as email, or I send to transcribers right there. So I'm sure it's safe. Multiple backups are very important. This is very important. Don't wait till you get to the hotel. Right on the field, begin to back up, because you don't want anything to go wrong. Now, as I want to make sure that you must give refreshment to your discussant, because an average FGD will take between 45 minutes and 1.5 hours, depending on the nature of discussion, subject of interest, how many discussants you have, and the sagacity, the capacity of the moderator or the research team to sustain the discussion so that people don't get burnt out. So make sure you may have to give them refreshment. It's a standard practice. Prepare for refreshment, something they can take maybe before they start, or in between, or after the discussion. Make sure you prepare for refreshment. You may prepare, if you take them out of their location, prepare for their transport. You must fund their transportation. You fuel their car or their bus, or you give them their money as reimbursement, or you arrange for that. Then it's very important for you to make sure you get attendance sheet. You know, that will tell the serial number, that will tell the name, the role, the status, the location, and the rest of them. You must have attendance register, because this is very important. And you must have the social demographic matrix. This is also very important, because you will need this for analysis. Aside the attendance, that will tell you the time they came in, the time you ended the session that they departed, and also their names, you know, is very important. Then you must have what I call social demographic characteristics, because you will need this in your analysis, data analysis. These social demographic characteristics will tell you their name, their ages, names, ages, genders, you know, what gender are they, their names, serial number, names, ages, genders, levels of education, occupations, professions, ethnic groups, you know, languages they speak, and all that social demographic, religious background, religiosity, all the social demographic characteristics that you believe are very important. Location, even time, very important. So, and language of then they must sign informed consent form. They must sign, all of them must sign informed consent form. This is very important. It's a standard practice. They must sign. If they don't sign informed consent form, you may not be able to use that data ultimately. They must sign informed consent form. And you must make, and it's very important I mention this, in qualitative study, especially in focus group discussion, we don't ask questions. It's not like questionnaire. We do what we call, you do prompts and you probe. You have prompts and probes. It's very important. Prompts and probes. It's very important you have all of this. So we don't ask questions. We only prompt them to start a discussion. And if they are not talking along, discussing along the line you want, you probe them. So it's questionnaires that you have questions. In FGD, we have prompts to jumpstart the discussion, and we probe. So we have prompts and probes. So what do you think about this video? Kindly give you the thumb raise on your screen. Also, subscribe to the channel by tapping the subscribe button on your screen, or click the subscribe button on your screen, and share as much as possible. Until I see you in my next video, more videos on qualitative data collection are coming. So stay tuned. Bye for now.